Hi everyone. Look, I think it's fair to say that the day you turn 18, you are legally an adult. I mean, sure, you still live at home and are completely financially supported by your parents, but now you can watch R-rated films, go clubbing, and best of all, you don't have to bribe homeless people to buy you alcohol anymore. I say this because despite being a teenager who graduated high school only 1 month ago, I feel like I've grown up so fast you can hardly tell. In fact, the only way I can explain this transition into adulthood is that I feel kind of like a Charmeleon who's evolved into a Charizard. Anyway. And yet, like, as someone legally old enough to own a credit card and a driver's license, I believe I should be able to take full responsibility for organising my school leaving celebrations. In other words, I retain the right as a grown-up member of society to go and get totally fucking wasted at Schoolies! Yeah! And look, I know Schoolies gets a bad rep for binge drinking, getting arrested, and having more underage sex than the Catholic Church and the Elmos combined. In fact, if you Google Schoolies, the results are a live-streamed waterfall of stupidity, much like the Q&A hashtag on a Monday night. You know, just disregard that. Think of Schoolies like Christmas beetles. They're annoying, they come out in November, they generally fly to their destination, and often they're found dead under balconies. Although sometimes it turns out they're just sleeping. But no, we are all adults at Schoolies, except for the 17-year-olds with the fake IDs. We are all adults! Right? I mean, like, mentally and physically, you know? Like, we have the right to vote. Although it's pretty easy to guess who we're going to vote for. That's right, the sex party, because we're adults physically. But, you know, we're just a bunch of grown-ups who want to get fucked up. You know, like YOLO, you only live once. And look, let's talk about YOLO for a second. I feel like YOLO's been recently tagged as Carpe Diem for stupid people, which I don't necessarily... I don't think that is true. Like, in the movie Dead Poets Society, the guy who embodied Carpe Diem ended up killing himself. And I can't help thinking that maybe if he said YOLO, he would have just gone on vacation to Bali and bought a pet monkey and lived. You know? Who's stupid now? You know, don't hate on the word YOLO just because your little sister said it before she got accidentally pregnant. YOLO has literary cred. It was almost named Oxford Dictionary's word of 2012, only just beaten by the word GIF. The funny thing is, though, when you combine the words GIF and YOLO, you get a moving picture of Kesha vomiting glitter onto a dick. Like I've been studying for the HSC for the past 13 years, I've also spent those years preparing equally as much for the craziness of Schoolies. When I was in year 11, I smoked marijuana. And this year I tried ecstasy one time. So now I'm a grown-up. And I'm totally ready to try hard drugs at the Gold Coast. In fact, I'm kind of looking forward to it because I saw it in a Rihanna video clip and it looked totally fun and safe. She's a great idol and role model for my generation. In fact, I actually heard she really tried heroin in order to be able to realistically portray the effects of the drug in her video clip. I think that's called methadone acting.
Right up.
I guess what I'm trying to say, though, is that although we at Schoolies are legally adults, like, just don't be too hard on us when we do reckless, stupid stuff. Like, 10 years ago, most of us were 8. Yeah. Think of that when you're jerking off to teen porn as well. Just like... But it's a big jump from the naughty step to jail. Thank you, everyone.
Now, my brother met his wife at Schoolies on the Gold Coast when he was a toolie. Absolutely true.
Does he know you just said that?
No, if he listens to FBI, which he
So, no,
doesn't. He's probably listening to Ray Hadley
This will
right
give
now.
Channel 10 ideas. Toolie wants a wife.
Our tool is the real threat here, Zoe Norton-Lodge.
They weren't were my schoolies? Because I went on a cruise and it was all schoolies except for one couple who had the worst travel agent in the world. Like a 60-year-old couple who were the only people who weren't 18 on our schoolies trip. And I have to say, they had a good time after they kind of woke up from their stroke.
That sounds like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
It was.
Will?
Look, firstly, how fucking good was Nina? And the whole time she was doing her bit, I was like, I could be her dad. So firstly, Tooley. And the second thing is, there's some people saying we have to ban schoolies from the Gold Coast. That is so unfair on the Gold Coast, because the Gold Coast is the only place that when schoolies comes to town, the IQ goes up. At least there's a bunch of people who finish year 12.
Now, overseas destinations seem to be more fashionable these days. Do you see the school... Where do you guys see schoolies as an event like in 10 years' time?
Send them to Gaza. Whatever they do, they're not going to fuck the place anymore up.
Well, I think Bali will probably grow in terms of schoolies. I'm just concerned because schoolies is a big drug culture, and I think we've sort of learned from Chappelle Corby that you shouldn't bring drugs to Bali in a boogie board. So everyone, schoolies' future advice: put them in your asshole.
Yeah.
And we're back to the Catholic Church.